The elevator door opened and there stood the father, not God, but the father of the baby. You see, I was visiting the hospital as part of the hospital ministry years ago, and it was before smartphones, even before I had a smartphone at least, and so I couldn't check my email. Now, I was going to the hospital to visit a baby, and the mother and the father. The baby had, I think, pneumonia, and it was a bad situation, but everything turned out okay. He was fine. I had visited the baby that night before, and the mother and the father, and I spent about an hour with them. I prayed with them, read some scripture, just tried to comfort them, and I think that I succeeded. I was going back the next night to see how it was going, just to check up. But I left the name of the family, the name of the baby, and the name of the father and mother, and the room number in my office. So all I had by the time I got to the hospital was the hospital and the floor. I knew that. And I just thought, I can't visit, but I prayed, and I felt that I had to visit. I needed to visit. That visit was for a purpose. So I told God, I just prayed. I said, God, Father, I don't have any information on them. The only way I'm going to be able to visit them is if you provide something. And so I got into the elevator and I rode up to the floor. And when the elevator door opened, there was the father. He was standing right there. I mean, on that floor, there were dozens of rooms. And the odds of the father being at the elevator door when it opened were astronomical. But it happened. There was the father. Now, so I got to visit the family and the baby. I just by that time, by the fifth year of the hospital ministry lasted 6 years. By the fourth or fifth year, I had read I was a Christian probably 4 years before the hospital ministry. So after about 9 years, I had read the Bible, the scriptures, nine times through. And every time I read it, by that time, I saw something else. I heard something else from the Father through these scriptures. And I felt like I knew him. I felt like I knew Jesus. And I knew the Father. I knew how he worked. So I had no doubt that, if I took that elevator up to the floor, somehow he was going to provide. And boy, did he.